Ooh-wee, the meltdown has been delicious. The entire left-wing media apparatus is in complete disarray. The View meltdown. The late night show host tonight is going to be delicious. All the pundits, these losers like Kyle Kulinski, who was smoking his cigar, having a big old time saying, good old time saying woke is back, when that dork Mamdani got elected as a mayor. Okay, a mayor. The city planner has more power than the mayor. Mamdani will accomplish nothing, I assure you, other than be a great tool to be used by the right to absolutely roast the Democrats during midterm elections. The left completely folded last night. Utter, complete fold. And they are big mad. And I just want to share some of these delicious tears with all of you. If you enjoyed, I hope you leave a like on it. I hope that you subscribe or follow the channel. Here we have a fuming MSNBC panel last night. Just, I'm going to give it to you in little doses, and we're going to ease in. You already know MSNBC is going to have a melty. But when we take a look at what that dork Kyle Kulinski or what The View have to say, or Bernie Sanders, it is all so great.
To go back to the original sort of part of this conversation of whether he is a good deal maker, I mean, in a way, it seems like the president is kind of getting what he wanted 40 days ago when all this.
Yep. Let me be clear. All right. Leave a like on the video if you agree. The net of this 40-day shutdown, because the Democrats blinked first, is that the Democrats got Mamdani elected because that's the only reason they kept this going. They wanted it to help them in a few pointless elections for mayor. But they now own the shutdown, okay, because the Democrats are the ones that had to say, hey, we were the ones. So they own the shutdown. They got nothing. They wanted the Obamacare funded, which is basically just a huge government subsidy to insurance companies, much in the way SNAP is a huge government subsidy to big garbage food. And they lost. They lost completely, a total and complete blowout.
This started, he was out there saying that, oh, this is all about Democrats trying to give health care to illegal immigrants. He just said that to
They are.
reporters moments ago, repeated that refrain that Democrats had actually very successfully pushed back against.
No, they didn't.
Then there's all this energy. In the wake of the election on Tuesday, the president made remarks saying basically, wow, Republicans are being harmed by all of this, acknowledging that he was on his back foot. And now here he is winning again? How did he do it?
He keeps winning.
The Democrats, I don't understand how a Democratic senator goes, wow, we won really big. Let me cave now. I don't understand. That makes no sense to me.
Well, maybe to Anthony's point, if they were cynical, like if we wanted just to hold this out until we get through the election, and then after the election, we got the wins,
That's the only reason, by the way. Just to give you an idea, here we have Crystal Ball, a dork leftist. JFC, I'm not going to read that. Resign, genuinely just resign.
Well, Joe, you have to go back to what the strategy was at the beginning of the shutdown. There were two
This is Morning
goals,
Joe.
both of which I support. One was standing up to Donald Trump. The other was getting some resolution on the ACA premium tax credit issue. The problem was the shutdown wasn't accomplishing either goals, and there was there was zero likelihood that it was going to. In terms of standing up to Donald Trump, the shutdown actually gave him more power, Exhibit A being what he's done with SNAP and SNAP benefits across the country.
He didn't do that to SNAP. The government, it's just like he didn't lay off air traffic control people. That's what happens when the government shuts down.
Oh, by the way, Joe, you're going to love this. Guess who's getting paid during the shutdown? Not the park rangers or air traffic controllers. The ICE agents.
Why wouldn't they be paid?
Under special law, under that big awful bill that they passed last summer, the ICE agents are being paid. Nobody else is.
Love it. Job security. I saw that they had like 200,000 applications, something like that. Here you had Kyle Kulinski in a absolute full. You might know him from Secular Talk or that guy that's constantly getting dunked on. The most disgusting part of this pathetic display from Jello spine Democrats is that the quote deal this week could have been agreed to in under a week. So why even bother with 40 days of pain? Primary them now. Chuck Schumer resign. I mean, he's not wrong. I got to admit, the Democrats got nothing. They shut down for 40 days just to get Mamdani a mayoral position. This year, Blake is saying, this was genuinely the worst of everything. Not only did they cave, they now own the shutdown. So all the pain is going to be attributed to them. These are leftists, by the way. These are leftists. This is the guy that, of course, made fun of Erica Kirk, called her a fake grieving widow. You just own yourself big time, your own party, and expose the entire game. They never cared about any cause at all. They held the people hostage for nothing other than short-term brown points that they ran out the clock thinking that they had a timeout left, but they forgot that they had already used it. That's true. Here, how about this? The only thing the Schumer showdown accomplished was alerting Americans that 59% of illegal-headed households receive American taxpayer-funded welfare. 60% of illegal-headed households. Think about that. That's what the Democrats were really fighting for. These are their future voters, right? No going back now. Thanks, Chuck. 11,000 likes. Thanks, Chuck. Brokeback sombrero. Just absolute, you at least got something out of the shutdown, right? No. Just absolutely blown out. Like a complete destruction. Here, everyone, obviously, remember Secular Talk, Kyle Klinsky, who's currently having a 2-day meltdown, or going on the second day of his meltdown. Of course, saying rest in piss, mega bozos, woke is back. Oh, is it? Doesn't seem like you're having a good day on your Twitter feed. Seems like you're having a mentee B? What do the kids call it? A mental breakdown, a mentee B? The press conference of the traitor Democrat caving salads is humiliating. They keep repeating it wasn't going to work. 1 or 2 more weeks of the shutdown, and the Republicans would come begging for their hands and on their hands and knees. They own it. The country's falling apart. They need your votes. Wrong. I don't think the Republicans would have. I think Republicans were basically standing right on business, and that's about all I can say. I just don't think that they were ever going to. I don't think they were ever going to back down, and the Democrats knew that, and they were getting calls from the constituents. Blue Sky is currently posting guillotine memes about Chuck Schumer. That's how bad it is over on Blue Sky. I mean, again, they finally realized the Dems only kept the government shut down because they wanted to use it to help them in elections last Tuesday. I mean, that's the reality of it. That's the reality. How about The View? Utter chaos erupted among left-wing base as The View is nuking Chuck Schumer for letting his party cave to Donald Trump on the shutdown. Chuck Schumer's days are over, they're saying.
Not what happened.
So, I mean, a 50-50 chance of negotiating health care subsidies. I just remember all of the people who are coming in and hoping that people would vote them in and say, yes, you can be this person, or you can be a judge, or you can be this. And they all said, no, we're not going to mess with anything. No, we're going to leave everything as it was. I have no faith that they're going to negotiate and come back to the table.
They're not going to.
And, I'm glad that folks, maybe, because, again, we have seen, you say this is going to happen, and then it doesn't happen.
Right.
So surprise me and show me that this is really, that people are going to get their money, that people are going to get the money that they are entitled to. It's not a gift.
Right.
They're entitled to this.
Why are they entitled to it?
Money during when there's a shutdown. You're entitled to that money.
Yeah.
So
There's
this
a
idea
contingency
that they're giving in and giving this as a gift, it's not a gift. No. I don't understand. So is he right that Americans wanted Democrats to keep fighting? This would, and people will get rehired, supposedly, federal workers, and reinstate SNAP benefits, but a 50-50 chance of extending the subsidies, I don't believe it.
So I've been saying
these people do not deserve anything. What's going to happen is AOC is going to take Chuck Schumer's job. That's absolutely true. I was assured Democrats in the mainstream media that the Democrats are back and they have all the leverage after Tuesday's special election and aren't going back. Well, that's what we were told. I mean, when The View is going after Chuck Schumer, let's see if I can find the part where they're going after Chuck.
However, in the interim, while the government remains shut down, 42 million people are losing SNAP benefits ahead of the holidays. So to me, we've got to hold out for those 22 million whose premiums are going to go up, but deny these people SNAP benefits in the meantime. That math doesn't math for me. I think adults need to get to the table and need to be willing to negotiate. And here's the other factor that wasn't mentioned here. Donald Trump has been pushing Leader Thune to nuke the filibuster, which would allow Republicans to reopen the government without needing a single Democratic vote to do so. Leader Thune didn't do that. He actually worked with a number of Democrats to...
I mean, they are so mad. The whole, if you look at X, I believe, well, it's not trending anymore. Schumer was trending this morning. The Affordable Care Act was trending. Now we're talking about football. Everyone's moved on to talking about football, it looks like. Looks like everyone's moved on. They're memory holding this. They're mad at Thomas Massey again, apparently. I just love everything about it. I love, if we go Schumer, Schumer, S-H-U-M-E-R? No, that can't be right. S-C-H-U-M-E-R. Everybody, The View's mad at him. Paulina Luna, when Schumer's shutdown finally comes to an end and the government reopens, all of this stuff. Here's MSNBC's Morning Joe just said the quiet part out loud. The Democrats' goal with the shutdown was to get crime out of the news. Think about that.
The Democrats is they took crime off the front page of every newspaper. That was the story, and they turned it into health care.
And they still lost. And they still got absolutely, positively blown out. You just love to see it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.